We are going to take this little cabin, take it all apart, put it on our boat, and bring it from over here all the way across the lake, through the Narrows, and to our lake, and finally to our spot here. It's a lot of work. It's going to take a few weeks, but we're going to do it all in this video. So we're on our way to a project. We got a unique opportunity. There's a piece of property on our lake that has been acquired by a nature conservancy, and they are requiring all the structures to be removed. So we're going to take a look and probably gather some materials from one of the buildings. The tricky part of this operation is, in order to get to the next lake where the building is that we're going to look at, we have to go through the Narrows, which are very shallow at this time of year. This is our method for getting through the Narrows. Basically, I push. She steers. So this building was the accessory shed for a larger cottage to my right here. And we have asked if we may have the whole thing. And we're going to take the whole thing. Probably take us a few days, but I think it's worth it. So we already got started taking out some of these shelves, and we've yet to go up on the top floor and see what's up there. What we got inside, and this is the upper floor. Not much up here, it's pretty empty, but I think this will make a really nice building on our lot. You can see why the Nature Conservancy is interested in saving this area. It's such a spectacular part of our lakes where the water falls down into the next one. So this whole project is going to be solely done by my wife and I and the pup. We have to hand load everything into the boat, travel across the first lake, navigate the Narrows, and then make our way back to our spot. Took off one piece of roofing, and now I'm hoping I can take the rest off from inside the building rather than standing on a ladder. It's just the two of us. I'm doing most of the disassembly, and my wife is doing all the nail and screw removal. How's it going over there?
Got all the nails out of this.
All right, load number 2. Unfortunately, they got to be small loads because we got to go through the Narrows, which are very shallow. But one load at a time, we'll get there.
Well, we're on our way for another day of taking down the shed. We're starting out early. It's supposed to be a hot, beautiful day, but not the best for working in when it's so hot.
All right, our goal today is to get all these roof rafters off and get down to the floor of this upper level. We'll see what we can do. Getting there. Okay, end of day 3. We're taking a break because it's getting pretty hot out. As you can see, most of the roof trusses are down, just a couple more to go. We got a good start on the siding, a little bit more on the front here to take off, and we're getting another load onto the boat to go back to our landing. Tomorrow we'll get the rest of the trusses down, get the nails out of them, get those loaded up and take them across, and then more siding. One nice thing about doing it this way is I get a really good explanation of how it all goes together, and hopefully I can remember to put it all back as I go. But it's nice to see all the markings that the other builder made that'll guide me hopefully at the end.
End of day 3, and we had another load, and we made some good progress.
Taking a little break by the falls, getting hot, cooling off the old feet, and cooling off the puppy. End of day 4. From this angle, it doesn't even look like we did much. Puppy, you ready to go?
So how is it going?
Getting there. Taking off the last of the fascia, and then we will take off this front side of the building and then the bottom of the building. Okay, start of day 5. Roof is off, siding's coming off. We're gonna have this building down onto the platform today. All right, there it is. End of day 5. Down to just the sticks. All right, we're on day 6. The building is down and we are spending today doing 2 or 3 loads, moving them back to our place.
Speed is perfect. Come on.
Day 6, run number 2. First one was aspenite plywood. Now we're doing roofing and siding and trim. I brought you a very special gift. You want to see it?
No. I'm not using that one. I'm not taking it out. You can just cut another piece.
Yeah, I think we can just toss this one.
Yeah. Well, the end of day 6. I think we've got probably 2 to 3 more loads left, but everything's down.
All right, this is day 7. This is all that's left, the floor structure. Everything else is tidy. And that is that. 8 days, working about 4 hours a day. Do you think it was worth it?
I think it was 8 long days, but we're done.
Technically, it was 8 half days.
Yeah, well, they were still long.
Try to break that apart. So part 2 of our adventure is that all this material now has to go up the hill to our cottage site, which means using our Zipline. If you're interested in seeing how we built this, there's a video, I'll link it up here, and you can check that out. Now we're going to get all this up.
So step 1 of any puzzle is getting all your pieces spread out.
We're thinking of choosing this spot for the new cabin that we just brought over across the lake. Has a beautiful view of the pond, gets nice sunset angles. And we're going to try to build it down there and then have access to the upper level from this level and the bottom level down there. This is site number 2. The top of the rock is there. I'm easily 8 feet below it where I am. So I think that if we put the cabin here or the shed here, we can build a little bridge across to the upper level here. Here we're just trying to use some 2x4s to get a feel for where the upper level will land and what how that will meet up with the rock face.
Still well within the trees, so we're not going to see it.
Now I'm looking at the fall off and how high the one end of the cabin will be. Here I'm just putting temporary supports to hold the frame up so they can measure the 6x6s that will be the actual supports. There's solid granite bedrock underneath all of this forest, just inches or maybe as much as a foot at most. This is a Canadian shield and it's rock everywhere. The 6x6s are cut with a lead in so that the 2x6 rim joist sits down in that pocket. So looking in our pile, I think these guys are the ones we're looking for. This is the red door frame that you saw in the previous photos. And we tried to leave as much together as we could so that it could make reassembly easier.
What you say about overly heavy? I think it's
I realized that one of the branches from this tree over top of where the cabin would be was going to interfere with the roof line, so I had to go up and cut part of it off. This almost became one of those YouTube videos where the guy on the ladder gets knocked off by the tree. But luckily we had ratchet strapped the ladder to the tree so that it didn't fall when this limb came down. Make sure there's nothing in it. This here or this here, whichever you like. Ready? I believe this type of framing is called balloon framing, when the studs go all the way from the bottom of the first wall all the way to the top of the roof line. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. You'll see me using a lot of screws to put this thing together. It's just easier to hold things and get it screwed together initially. I went back and nailed it all with 3.5-inch framing nails afterwards. Got it? All right, we are making progress. We got our plastic on there because we're stepping away for a few days, but the building is coming along and it's gonna be nice. Time to bring more materials up from the landing. We tried to mix it up so we weren't doing one activity all the time. Sometimes bringing materials, sometimes building. We did a sponsored review of this portable winch a few years ago, and since then we've been using it all the time. The thing is truly incredible. All right, all that's left at the bottom now is the siding and the roofing, and many pieces of trim. This is the last bit of lumber to go up, these 3 trusses. Something nice about this, taking this apart and putting it back together, is you can see where all the wood was sitting before and the nails. So it's pre-marked. We have been so lucky with weather. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's the end of September and it's warm and it's perfect for putting together this project. Once again, pre-existing marks, help me out. If you're hauling anything up a lift like we are, I can't recommend making a couple of these highly enough. This big C-clamp with a welded hook on it so that you can clamp thin items like this and haul them up. Super useful. So this is the motivation. For moving that building. This is the old shed. It's full of mice. It's not good. It smells. It leaks. So, free shed, new shop. And as a bonus, the old shed is going to become the wood shed. So if it's got some mice and it leaks a little bit, not a big deal. Now the hard part, trying to figure out how all this metal flashing fits together. Here's where I made one of the most frustrating mistakes in the whole build. I put this drip edge on to the fascia board super tight. So later when I went to put the fascia material on top, I couldn't slide it up underneath. It was too tight. If I'd left a little gap there, it would have made things a lot easier. We used those clamps again to haul each piece of the roofing up from the ground. Getting it on. It's a bit tricky being this high off the ground, but we're getting it. On the inside crew.
It's going okay. We're almost there. One half done, almost. Hooks come in handy. Alright. I can slide it from here, Andrew, a lot easier. Tell me how far. Okay, I gotta move this hand. Alright.
Alright, today's mission is to see if these doors fit in this opening. They fit when we took it apart, but we'll see if they fit now. Not bad. Of course, we're on to the last little bit of roofing here, but I can't be on the roof while I'm doing it. So I'm gonna have to set up a ladder. And that's always the trickiest bit. But for the ridge cap, there was no other way than to get on the roof and scooch down it as I screwed it down. That's it. Hard part is done. Roof is complete. All the vents are getting a screen for mosquitoes and wire mesh for mice. One of the big problems with the other tool shed was the mice just got all through it, so this is going to keep them out. We are sealing up every possible entry. We decided to add a man door here at this end so that we could have easier access into the building. Now we get to make this pile of scrap into all the trim. Interesting. What's going on in the tin workers area?
I am trying to have a bunch of pieces that actually look like this and flat, which they're not yet.
We are slowly putting together the puzzle of all this trim. And it's looking pretty good, I think. Being that we've never done this kind of metal work before, these corners are the worst. Not perfect, but not horrible, considering it was already erected once and torn down. Finally, the siding is coming up. 2 more loads after this. All right, this is the moment of truth. One of the things I said I wasn't sure would ever happen was these vents line up exactly with the holes in the building. Let's see how it goes. Nope. Definitely not. Oh well.
All right, so after we examined it, we've discovered that the little piece we put up here, we should have put down here, and then the vent would have lined up properly. However, it's too late to change that now, so the vents just aren't gonna line up.
I do not like puzzles. What about you?
Me neither. This is a really hard one. 3D puzzles that you just don't know what pieces go where. Where did you think that other one went? In here? That long one? No, can't go. Okay.
We added a man door on the back of the building, so it required a bit more metal cutting than we had done for the rest of the building. I was excited to clean up the whole yard, get all this wood in the shed and make it look nice. Well, this is a much better use of this shed, and the mice can have at it. Don't really care now. That's the last of 2 years ago firewood, and that's everything that's 1 year old. Okay, well, it took 5 days to disassemble and move. Another 2 or 3 days to get it all up the hill to the site, and about 10 days to reassemble, but project's finally done. Off-grid building is now on our new spot. Getting it up the hill was a bear, but we did it. So the main floor is going to be our new workshop, a clean and mouse-free place to keep all our tools and do some work. And upstairs is going to be a living space.
You want to check the
You want to see inside? The workshop's coming together. Let's have a look. Of the workspace. Starting to get organized. All right, welcome to the inside. And I think this is a pretty nice place to do some work. We're still getting organized, but we have a temporary worktop. That's going to be replaced. Getting the tools up on the walls so I can find them. Got some little shelves. It's so nice to be able to find things when you need them. And some leftover material from the build. And having this view from the workshop, priceless. Here's our tool wall. Still a work in progress, but coming along. We're not entirely sure what we're going to do with this upstairs space, but it's looking pretty good. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to make and share. And if you did like it, as always, we would appreciate any support by sharing, subscribing, or leaving a comment. Till next time, take care.